Alright folks, here's the body. Now here's just an idea of some of the different things you're going to have to pick up to be able to convert your base camp to the Cj-7. Alright, so first off, the body. I think the body was a bit of a make-do for Axial. I think it was just a cover to put on their SCX2 builder kit frame, or sorry, their RTR frame. I think the newer version of the base camp certainly looks better, but this body obviously isn't going to be around anymore. So some more obvious things here. Front and rear bumpers had to come off. This is the chassis now that we're talking about, of course. All body mounting pins and stuff like that, that's gone now thanks to that new system that everybody loves so much. Our front and rear bulkheads had to come out, just because the front and rear bumpers for the Jeep is actually attached to the frame rails. Let's see here. Now, the wheel wells had, Cj-7 comes with its own wheel wells. When I got them, I realized that they were pretty darn close. Now, you might have been able to get away with these. I think you could have, but a little bit of fitment there, and it does look better with the ones that belong with it. Next thing here, slide rails. Had to take these off. I printed these ones. Really like the look of them actually on the base camp. But of course the Jeep comes with its own slide rails. So guys, this is basically all you need to take off to adapt your chassis to accept your new body. So why don't we get the chassis up here, have a quick look at it, and then we'll get into our body. Alright guys, so here we go. Now again, we've got exactly the same shocks that come on the base camp, same axles, everything's exactly the same. You can see our new our new Stinger bumper up there. That's the Jeep version, of course. Rear bumper, now they've got the pins that everybody loves, and the holes are up here in the front ones. That's the new body clipping system that they have. I have seen the 3D printed one which clips in on the inside. I like it. I'm going to look into it. So, again, still the same ESC, still the same 35 turn motor, same transmission. Even the placement of the ESC and waterproof box here, same servo. And of course you got your still have your portal axles down there. But you can see again now with the wheel wells, yeah, they look a little bit different, or they look very, very similar, but they are a little bit different. These little cutouts here are for the body. So when you're putting that on, you kind of got a fandangle. Some people have actually gone ahead and cut some of this away, but I kind of like to leave it as it is. Being with Axial as long as I have, I'm starting to get very familiar with, wrestling with a body here and there. So you see here, we've got our slides, rock sliders, side skirts, wheel wells, front and rear bumpers. These are a wheel that I actually made. I manufactured those in the shop. I put these tires on there. What a match. I think they really look good together. And that's it as far as the chassis is concerned. There's really not much to it. If you're planning on buying all this and putting it on there, you're not going to have any issues with fitment or putting it on, because obviously it's the exact same chassis. So the body. So the body, as a lot of you guys already know, I've decided to paint that blue. Of course, I've got my light set up in there. That goes on there very nicely. And again, very happy with it. The shocks I find with this body, it's, you know, because I've heard a lot of talk of it being very top heavy, you know, it was very high. And after everybody has modified them, I've noticed that they're pretty much where this one is now. So I've had it out a couple of times now, and I gotta say, I find it very steady and it's a beautiful ride. I'm very happy with this rig. Anyway guys, let's get the chassis off the table. Let's look at the body and some of the things that I had to do to kind of get this fit on here, and some interesting notes that I found about the body and the different parts that come with this build. All right, folks, here's the body. Now, here's just an idea of some of the different things you're going to have to pick up to be able to convert your base camp to the Cj-7. And you're going to need every single part of this. Reason why I say that is not so that you'll have it all and it'll look good. I found that there were parts that were in certain bags that you needed for parts in other bags. For example, the front grille of the Renegade is on the, let me just, body details exterior. Now, I mean, you order the body, you assume you're going to get the front grille in the body. No, front grille, it comes with all the details you see on the inside of the cab. So that I found a little bit strange. Also, no instructions, zero. I went online, basically I got exploded views, and you know, they're mediocre at best. I work in a machine shop, I do blueprints all day long. You know, I can pretty much piece it together, but this was a bit of a head scratcher in places, just because there were so many little pieces and bits, and you know, with it all separated, it was a little bit overwhelming. But you start plucking away at it, you know what the steering wheel looks like, steering column, your seats. There was some benches that went under the seats. You know what the foot pedal and the middle console, you know what the mirrors are, and different things like that. So as you start picking away at those and putting them where they belong, you start seeing that some of the other stuff starts to make sense and fit into some areas. Now, and that's about it. So, you know, there was, is it worth doing? Well, if you bought the base camp and you had it there and you're not using it a lot, I mean, it was a really good truck. It just didn't really stand out, you know. I think it's worth it. I mean, it's a fair bit of work. You know, the other thing with it, no screws. So, you know, you get all these body panels and stuff. And I guess I understand it, you know, if you're replacing a body panel, you don't need the screws, right? But I would have thought that they would replace screws, well, just for the simple fact, well, you know, you might strip a couple, taking them out or putting them in. Anyway, so I had to order all new screws for the outside, anywhere that had any aesthetic. I managed to find screws for most of the other parts, even added a little bit of silver in there just to change it up a little bit, let it pop a little. Now, of course, I have a light kit in here, and it's not a light kit, but it's homemade. And there's what I had to do to the bottom of the body to allow it to go on over the transmission. Very minimal. Very minimal. This is just enough for the bell housing on that protective cap, and then it's just a square cutout for the transmission itself. And I have to say, it goes on there pretty nice. So if we move this stuff out of the way here, and as I get this up here, something I found pretty interesting when I was going through all these parts, you have some leftover parts, of course. So you'd expect, of course, this is the side window things if you want to mount a light bar. Right, so that's the extra mounts they give you for that. And something else they give you, these are the little things for the for your clips, of course, for putting the body on. No pins, but you've got these. What I found really interesting, as we're looking at our body here, of course we're going to put that on here, something like this. What I really found interesting is I got the air filter. I never got the motor, nor was it on any of the part trees that I bought. So I'm assuming you have to buy the motor cover separate. Not that I really needed it, because I've got the different setup here. But the air filter, only the air filter. I thought that was kind of interesting. And of course you've got your cup and your can of Pepsi or whatever that you want that to be. So that just goes on here. And of course you know how all this works here. You wrestle with it to get it down. What's going on here? Oh yeah, here we go. I think that's it. That's it right there. So guys, what I'll do is I'll try and get you a little bit of close-up footage, which I'll put in right here. Just down, looking in at the transmission and the bell housing down there. I think it really kind of fits pretty well. I still managed to keep all my gear shifts, still managed to keep my pedals, so that makes me very happy. Guys, that's about it. That's our quick recap on the Cj-7. Used to be a base camp. If you have a base camp at home, you want to make one of these, it is entirely possible. You just need to take your time, go through it, and well, create your own. I love these tires. I'm seeing maybe a winch or something possibly up front here. Other than that, we're all good. Guys, appreciate you watching. If you like this kind of thing, let me know, and give me a thumbs up.